What's going on, y'all? What up, though, Detroit? What up, though, Facebook? This your boy Kamal Lucata. It's been a while. I've been out here just doing a lot of different stuff, and right now, I'm kind of homebound. Right now, I just had a few little, medical issues and things like that. So I appreciate all the prayers that I've been getting. But one monkey don't stop the show, and we're gonna keep it moving. So right now we're gonna talk about a couple of things real quick. Probably have a little 5 minute discussion about sports. Probably my favorite subject matter. And first thing we want to talk about, we're gonna start off at home. Let's talk about the Pistons. Recently this week, the Pistons they started off the NBA season, and right now, as we speak, they are sitting on a 4-0 record, which is the best record that they've started off with uh, in probably a decade. Biggest reason for that is Blake Griffin. The addition of Blake Griffin last year was kind of questioned by a lot of people. We gave up a first round pick for Blake Griffin. Um, we know that Blake Griffin has been in the league for almost a decade. And within that time, although he's still fairly young, but he's not getting any younger. Um, we know that Blake Griffin, when he came in the league, he came in and took the league by storm. Was one of the greatest slam dunkers that this league has probably ever seen. Arguably, of course, there's Vince Carter, and then there's Jason Richardson. There's Dominique Wilkins, things like that. But we can all agree that Blake Griffin came in and set his mark as one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time. He was also one of the best power forwards, one of the best young power forwards to come into the league in a long time. He was a 20 and 10 power forward with the Clippers. The thing was, Blake Griffin game was kind of limited playing with Chris Paul. Um, Chris Paul kind of enhanced a lot of the athleticism that Blake Griffin had. Um, but Chris Paul's presence on the court kept people from being able to see some of the all-around game that Blake Griffin had to offer. So what you saw on Blake Griffin back in those days was just a one-dimensional power forward who just utilized his athleticism to succeed in the league offensively. Um, Once he got to the Pistons, the other thing was the fact that he was often injured, and he hadn't really played a whole full season. So once he got to the Pistons, that was another issue that made people say, "Wow, why would we trade for somebody like that?" Along with the fact that we already had Andre Drummond, who is one of the premier big men in the league, and Andre Drummond, a young up and coming big man in the league who is more than just a double double, but he's what you would call almost a 2020. I wouldn't even say a 2020. I give him a 15-20. 15 points, 20 rebound type of player. Because Andre Drummond is one of the best rebounders that the league has seen in about a decade. So, the question was really, how is it going to work with spacing on the court and uh, having the two big men at the same time on the court and things like that? Well, it turns out that Blake Griffin came in and immediately displayed a perimeter game that we didn't know he had. And not only did he display a perimeter game that we didn't know he had, he has an outside shot, a 3-point shot that he added to his game that's unbelievable. He's slashing and driving to the hole. He's much more, he's much quicker, faster. He's not as athletic in terms of his jumping ability, but he's definitely, yeah, Blake Griffin is definitely a perimeter. I would say he's a great addition on a perimeter. The Pistons have gotten to where they facilitate the offense through him to the point where he's really the point guard on the team. Okay, so um, when the season started this year, we have a new coach, Dwayne Casey, who was coach of the year last year, but he got fired by Toronto Raptors. Uh, I think that was before it was announced that he was coach of the year, but he got fired due to the fact that as good as his teams were, they couldn't get past LeBron James in the Eastern Conference every year in the playoffs. But Dwayne Casey is a great coach. He came into the Pistons locker room and kind of changed their culture in terms of um, giving them the freedom to get out and play, which is a stark contrast to Stan Van Gundy's kind of ironclad style of coaching. Um, with this, it's kind of allowed all of the players to kind of step their game up. And Blake Griffin has really stepped his game up to the point where he scored 50 points against Philly the other day and hit the game-winning shot on top of that to beat Philly and to put the Pistons up at that time 3-0 and on top of the Eastern Conference tied with teams like the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors. Um, uh, Currently, Blake Griffin leads the league in scoring at around 35 points a game. It's still early in the season. We'll see how long that lasts. But what we see right now is that the Pistons have a great go-to guy in Blake Griffin. And hopefully that will keep up. Hopefully we can see Andre Drummond develop more of an offensive game down low to go with his great rebounding game and a little bit more defense. I like to see Andre Drummond get better with his shot blocking more than anything, and with his defense. I think that would step his game up a lot more. And I like to see him sealing his man down low in the post a little bit better than he's been doing. Um, also, Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson is, he's back. He's stepping up. His 3-point game is the best part of his game. But I really don't see the value of Reggie Jackson as a point guard or as the point guard of the future like they have hyped him up to be. He doesn't facilitate the offense. I think Ish Smith comes off the bench and facilitates the offense much better than Reggie Jackson does. I like to see Ish Smith on the floor with Reggie Jackson a lot more. I think Ish Smith is great coming off the bench, but I think that I like to see us shoot for a much better point guard than Reggie Jackson. But I think that right now we're tied down contractually. Also, there's some other shooters on the Pistons that help space the floor and help get some good 3-point shots. That helps the offense in terms of like you got Reggie Bullock, Luke Kennard, who I just heard that he just got injured and he'll probably be out a month. Glenn Robinson the third, Langston Galloway is amazing off the bench. He's a great shooter. Um, Stan Johnson, that's another. I think he's a weak link on the team. I think he needs to go. He can't. I mean, he can't throw a spitball in a wastebasket. Um, he's good defensively, but in today's league, I mean, you know, that I just don't see him really being as productive or conducive to the Pistons' plans right now. Um, Overall, the Pistons, I think that they have some great coaching, and that's why they're doing well. I think that the fact that they have a great go-to guy in Blake Griffin that helps, and the fact that Andre Drummond kind of controls the post pretty well, and they just need to step up their defense, and they need to hit some more buckets. Um, if they step up their defense, hit some more buckets, and at some point in time, if the front office can find a way to get through some of the contractual um, hiccups that were caused by Stan Van Gundy, and be able to find a way to trade or get some great players, or let me backtrack on, not great players, but uh, one or two more really good shooters, and like I say a great shooter and a great perimeter player, somebody that can space and stretch the floor, but that can slash, I mean, at will. That won't clog up the floor for Blake Griffith also, and somebody that's a incredibly dependable 3-point shooter. And if they can step up their defense, then I think that uh, the Pistons will not only make the playoffs, but I think that they can make noise at least through the second round of the playoffs. Um, Other than that, I'd say that we just have to let the season play out and see what it does, and just take it from there. All righty. So this has been Kamal Lucada. This is the Kamal Lucada Show. If you have any suggestions, go on my Facebook page and just let me know what you want me to talk about. I'll talk about anything, and we can kick it, make it interesting. And other than that, everybody just enjoy your weekend. I'll be putting out some more stuff today. All right, peace out.